Each of the Stratums in the Neo Egoist League is run by a master striker, a world-class player in their own regard. But when considering each master, which is the best? Not simply in terms of play, but in terms of tutelage. Now this video wasn't one that was actually requested, but was one that I've wanted to do for a very long time. However, if you do have a video idea that you want to see get made, be it a ranking video like this one, an alternative stratum video like this one, a comparison video like one that will be coming out soon, or simply just an explanation video, leave me a comment down below and I will probably make it into a video because I love making requested content. Before we jump into this video, I want to make it aware to everyone that I am ranking the masters here on how well they have coached the players in each stratum. So I'll be looking at not only the players' improvement, but also the relationships that they have with each player. Also, I want to say that before we get into the breakdown, spoilers for the Blue Lock manga up to chapter 246, and if you are not caught up to that chapter, click off this video now because there will be spoilers. Sitting in last place, which to me is a little bit ironic, is the world's best striker, Noa. Noa, when talking about being a master or teacher for those in Bastard Munchen, is quite frankly dog shit. His teaching style is more aligned with self-improvement and development within a specific environment as opposed to direct assistance and training. He establishes a foundation from day one and sticks to it unless thoroughly convinced with sacrifice in order to oppose such. His philosophy is founded in rational exploits and actions, with him using numbers as the selection process for who will play as starters in the upcoming game. However, he is not really one for tutelage, as he hasn't really given any of the Blue Lockers any kind of advice on how to improve as players. You can kinda say that he helped Isagi with their conversation before the Barca match, however that was more of just an outline of what should be done as opposed to actual training or teaching. And for those reasons, I'm putting him in last place. Coming up in 4th place, but not by much, I've put Lavenho from Barca. Now I've seen the debates on TikTok of who is a worse master, Noa or Lavenho, and to me, I will have to say that Lavenho is definitely the better of the two, but not by much. While he outright states that he won't be teaching anyone football, from what we see of his interactions with the Blue Lockers, it more or less seems like he meant that he wasn't going to directly teach anyone football. He immediately laid out for the players at Barca his mindset while playing, and gave them a motivating speech to get them invested and excited about practicing and game participation. And he doesn't simply ignore Bachelor's request on how to improve, he answers it directly and gives him advice that will allow him to improve as a player. Considering the country of Spain's ideology is all about originality and creativity, it's understandable as to why Lavenho wouldn't want to give out any hints on how to get exactly to where he is, as that would result in the player copying him, which isn't what he believes to be a correct choice of action for development. Similar to Noah, he doesn't directly help any of the players train, however he does give them motivation to improve on their own, in a similar way to Bastard's players. However, Lavenho is actually helpful to those who truly want to improve by asking questions, so long as they follow the ideology of originality. That to me is what ranks him above Noa in terms of teaching. They both still suck though. Now after the two most obvious terrible coaches, comes Loki, the God Sprinter, at 3rd. Loki's tutoring experience hasn't been shown up until the latest chapter, being chapter 246 of the manga, which, as I'm writing this, I only have the rough translations and leaks to go off of, so please excuse that. It's revealed in this chapter that Loki's entire point of entering the Neo Egoist League was to train Charles and to help him get game experience in order to lead Loki to the #1 spot. Because if you guys didn't know, Charles is actually only 15, the same age as Nico, and has very little game experience. However, despite his forwardness of teaching Charles, he has set up constant plans for each player to improve based on previous game data. For example, with Shido, he says that Shido took too many shots that were ineffective and resulted in him taking 12 shots with only 4 actually having any kind of merit to them, advising him to limit his shooting more. And for Lin, he said that Lin actually took too little shots and that taking more shots may be more effective for the next match. He also assisted characters like Nanase and Tokimitsu with their own individual homework, which allowed for them to find their preferred roles on the team. He was able to create a 2-headed system that allows for Shido's squad of Shido, Zantetsu, and Karasu to improve, as well as the Rin squad of Rin, Tokimitsu, and Nanase. This allowed for the players to get substantial game time and gain experience to judge where they personally believe that they fit best in either formation, as well as find a way for Rin and Shido, the 2 top scorers in the series, to play their best. Despite his original goal of training Charles, he inadvertently has been helping the others, not even including the advice that he's been giving each participating player at PXG. However, despite his little displays of teaching, I can't rank him above the other 2 coaches, simply because of his lack of coaching time shown. But with that, I can clearly rank him above the previous 2 that have been mentioned, because, you know, he actually does something. Now, pulling in at the #2 spot, we have Snuffy, one of the only good masters in this league, which, considering there's only 5, that's pretty damn sad. Snuffy is a master strategist whose brain, thought process, and planning far exceed any other player in the series. Yes, even more than Platsagi. He was able to make several different design plans for Ubers that prepared them for every and all situations that may arise from the bastard lineup. His devotion to his players is also next level, not only spending all of the time creating each of these formations to ensure that Burū, as well as all of the other players on Ubers, can perform the most effective, but also saving this zombie motherfucker from the garbage dump. How that relates to being a good master? I don't know, but he's a good dude. And he's rich. I mean, just look at those gold chompers. He took the time to analyze the stats of each of the players in order to formulate these strategies that will allow for them to perform at their best. His philosophy for the team, rather than being forced upon the players like Lavenho or Noah, and essentially just saying, adjust or be dropped, is way more reasonable and something to interpret. His use of soccer as a job gives this dream of theirs real grounding and understanding, similar to the World 5 matchup previous in the series, giving the players not only a metaphorical goal to work towards, but an actual physical reason for doing so as well. This, like I said, grounds each player in reality and lets them develop with the purpose of maintaining their skills in order to keep this dream of theirs alive for both physical reasons and motivational reasons. It's a really good use of motivation and development for each of the players in this stratum, and I like how it's more approachable and realistic as compared to Lavenho's or Noah's. Snuffy is an incredibly good master. Some may argue the best, however I say second best. That's because the best master in the Neo Egoist League is easily Chris Prince. Prince's ideology isn't a philosophy like the other masters, but more of like an understanding conclusion, if that makes sense. Prince believes that in order to become the perfect version of yourself that you can envision, you need a body capable of reaching those ideals. His understanding of body anatomy, muscular development, and soccer as a whole, with assistance from the BLUELOCK AI, he's able to identify all of the strengths of each player from BLUELOCK who went to England. He understands the difference between hard work and natural talent, which allows him to devise the perfect training regimen to enhance all of the talents of each player with hard work. Despite his narcissistic personality, he truly cares for the development and improvement of each of the players at Manshan City, and opposed to Snuffy, creating an overall strong team to support one player, Prince's training works to improve all players individually to, in return, support any team that they play on in their role. And because of this, I rank Chris Prince above all of the other masters in terms of teaching and actually assistance in the development of the BLUELOCK players. But those were just my rankings of the masters. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and understand the points I made. And if you guys have a different opinion, leave me your thoughts down below so I can read them. And for the question of the video, if you were in BLUELOCK, which master would you want to teach you soccer? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comments. And again, let me know what kinds of videos you guys want me to post. Thank you all for watching, like and subscribe for more content just like this.